how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. It feels a little weird being in front of the camera again. I haven't done a video like this in over a year, and I think the last time I posted was like 8 or 9 months ago, so I'm a little rusty, but I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe. I just wanted to sit down and film something because I've been feeling a little more inspired lately, and I wanted to catch up with you guys and sort of just kind of go over what I've been through the last like year and a half. So I guess you could consider this kind of like a life update, and I just wanted to say hi because I kind of miss doing this and I miss interacting with you guys. So without further ado, I think I'm just gonna jump into it, and I want to jump back to October of 2020. That's where I want to start this video. So October 2020, I was feeling really depressed, and I had been depressed for a few months, but this is the point where my apathy really just kind of started to kick in. When I get really depressed, I lose interest in everything, and I just don't care. I feel very apathetic. You know, hobbies, don't care to do them. I don't have interest in eating. I don't have interest in going to work. I literally have no interest in anything. I just want to sleep and be sad, essentially. Okay, I had to replace the battery because it was dying, and I knew I should have done it beforehand, but like I said, I'm really rusty and it's been a while since I made a video. So okay, where was I? So I was feeling very depressed, very apathetic, and there were a lot of things going on at that point in my life that I think were making me feel that way. I had relationship issues and just an overall like sense of, what am I doing with my life? Where am I going? What am I working towards? Why am I working this job? Like, is it even worth it? Like, what's the point of anything? What's the point of living, you know? So a lot of dark thoughts, and it just ultimately resulted in me deciding to just like not show up to work one day. I just didn't go, and I didn't tell anybody, and that was that. That was my way of quitting. And I have a really bad habit of self-sabotaging, and my way of coping with things is to just disappear and ignore. If I just disappear and I ignore all my responsibilities, they're gonna go away. And so I left my job without notice. I made no attempts to communicate with them afterwards. You know, when they tried reaching out, I just up and left. So after that, I was officially unemployed, and I was unemployed for almost exactly a year. Jumping forward to December of 2020, so a couple months later, my boyfriend broke up with me. And I feel like, looking back at my videos, you guys might have put 2 and 2 together, that there was obviously something different, something wrong. But that's what happened. He broke up with me, and it was very difficult. It was very hard, heartbreaking, painful, and I essentially just moped around for like the next 9 months, from like the new year to September. I just moped around. I didn't do anything. I was just sad and heartbroken. And in terms of my relationship, when it comes to like our breakup, I don't want to share any details because I feel like what happens between couples should stay between couples. There's no need to be spreading, you know, information around or details or anything like that. It's just not necessary, and I feel like coming on here and talking about my side of things would be unfair to him, because I mean, there is 2 sides to every story, and I might perceive things one way, he might have perceived things another way, but it wouldn't be fair of me to just speak my truth, because my truth is my truth, his truth is his truth, and you know, it is what it is. All I'm gonna say is that it was very painful, it was difficult, and I mean, it sucked. It really sucked, and I hated it, and I never want to experience that pain ever again. But I mean, it was a really good learning point, I guess. we did take away a lot from the breakup. I acknowledge, you know, my wrongdoings in the relationship, and he definitely acknowledges and accepts like his wrongdoings, not only in the relationship but what happened during the 9 months that we were broken up, because a lot did happen during those 9 months. But it is what it is. Yeah. That's all I really have to say about the relationship itself and our breakup. So if you were listening, you said I basically spent 9 months moping around and being sad. And the reason it was only 9 months, it's because in September of 2021, we resumed our relationship, which sounds really formal, but I mean, essentially we got back together. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. Since we've gotten back together, it has been really hard. We've had a lot of discussions about, you know, everything that happened between us, everything that happened in those 9 months that we weren't together. And I mean, it sucks. Like, they're terrible conversations. I don't want to have them. I don't think he wants to have them, but it is very necessary for us to have those conversations. Even though they're the same conversations over and over, it's important for us to have those conversations. And, you know, I think we both understand that obviously it's not something that we're gonna get over, you know, a time period that we're not gonna get over just like that. You know, I was very hurt during that time, and he did a lot of things that he acknowledges, he accepts, but they were very hurtful. And it's not something I'm gonna get over overnight. You know, I still have a lot of healing to do as an individual, and he has a lot of healing to do as an individual as well. And it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time. Everything's gonna take time, but eventually I feel like once we go through our healing process, naturally our relationship will also kind of heal. And yeah. It's been really hard. It's not easy, but you know, relationships are never easy, and I think a lot of people forget that once you get out of that honeymoon phase, you really do have to put effort in and continue to work to make your relationship strong. Our relationship will never be what it was. I treasure what we had because we did have a lot of memories and a lot of experiences together, but it will never be the same, and I'm okay with that. I am genuinely really glad that it's never going to be the same, because obviously something wasn't working before. It just wasn't, and that's why he made the decision to break up with me. But I don't think our relationship could get any worse than what it already was. I mean, it can only get better at this point, and I want our relationship to be better. I want us to be a better couple, a stronger couple, more understanding, you know, with each other. And you know, I will say our communication has improved a lot, like greatly. Like, we have great communication now, and yeah, I feel like it's hard, but we both acknowledge that it is hard, and we're at least on the same page in terms of our relationship. Like, we want to be together, we want to make it work, we understand it's not going to be easy, and we're both actively working towards improving our relationship. And you know, I will say the last I think we've been together like 9 months, back together 9 months now. You know, the hard parts have been hard, but the good parts have been really, really good. I feel like I don't know, it's the good parts have been really, really good, and I want to continue to have really good parts, good times, good experiences with him. And eventually with time we will heal, and everything will be okay. So relationship aside, I really didn't do anything like 2021. Like I said, those first 9 months were just a lot of sleeping and being sad and crying and stuff. I did have like a short stint in the summer of 2021 where I worked at Target for like a week and a half, but like the stagnation of the job, just the repetitiveness, like didn't really help for like with my depression. So I ended up leaving that job, and I didn't really do anything until August. August of 21, I went on a trip to New York with my cousin for her birthday, and I actually surprisingly had a lot of fun. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would, because I don't know why, I feel like New York was always one of those cities that I felt like was really overhyped. And so when it comes to like where do I want to travel, New York was never like on the top of the list. I would always like rate it somewhere at the bottom. But it was honestly really fun, you know, and we were only there for like 4 or 5 days, so we really didn't get to do much, but the parts that we did get to do, I had a lot of fun. I'm gonna go ahead and shamelessly promote myself, because I did vlog that experience, and I have a vlog on my channel. It's the last it's the last video I uploaded. So if you guys want to go check that out, you can if you want to. I had a lot of fun editing that vlog, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, check it out if you want to. But August of 2021, went to New York with my cousin, and then at the beginning of September, I actually went to Mexico City with my aunt, and this was a really significant trip for me, because I got to meet my mom's sister, who is also my aunt, for the first time. And I guess a little background on my family: my grandmother was married twice, and my mom was born from her first marriage, and the aunt that I went on the trip with was born from her second marriage. So I've only ever met the aunts and uncles I have from that second marriage, so from this side of the family. I've never met anybody from my mom's side of the family from my grandma's first marriage. So I got to meet an aunt from that side, my mom's sister, and it was really cool. It meant a lot to me, because if you've been keeping up with my channel, you know my mom died, and so losing her was really hard. It's still really hard. It's still something I deal with a lot. But I mean, my mom was all I had, you know. I grew up without a dad. All I had was my mom, and so getting to meet my mom's sister from that first marriage was really special for me, because I feel like my family grew a ton that day. You know, I got to meet her and her husband and her kids and her kids' kids, and I have all these cousins, and you know, they were just so nice, so inviting. You know, they cooked a meal for us, and they were just so accommodating and sweet, and it was really cool to kind of just see their family dynamic and how they are as people. And you know, I could kind of see the resemblance between her and my mom, which kind of made me, like, it was very bittersweet. It was just kind of, it's really nice knowing, like, where you come from, where your family comes from. And I think I've definitely struggled a lot, like, with my identity and who I am as a person, because, like I said, I grew up without a dad. I literally don't know where half of my genetics come from, so you know, I think it's natural to wonder, like, why am I the way I am? Like, where do my features come from? Where does my personality come from? And, you know, my mom, people would always say my mom and I looked a lot alike, and I think we do look a lot alike, but there's definitely still some differences, you know. And my mom was like 4'11". I'm like 5'5", 5'6". I have a lot of creativity in me and like artsy stuff, so like, where does all that come from, you know? So getting to meet like her sister and that side of my family was really cool, because I could kind of see like the mannerisms and the way of being, like the way my mom was. I could see a lot of like in my aunts, and they're all very short too. I was kind of hoping like maybe there would be some tall people on that side of the family, and maybe that will solve the mystery of why I'm like a giant in my family, but they're all very short. I did get a lot of comments saying I'm very tall and very skinny. So which I was at that point. I was actually really skinny because I was depressed and wasn't eating. So, but it was really cool. I really enjoyed my trip, and I look forward to going back and getting to meet getting to see them again. I would love to spend more time with them and kind of explore the city more. But yeah, that was what I did at the beginning of September. And then mid-September, like I already mentioned, my boyfriend and I got back together. After that, in October, I started actively looking for jobs because financially I was not doing well and I really needed to start working again. So I started applying here and there, and there was one job that I really liked. And I started the application, and then halfway through I realized they required professional references and they were asking for 3, which I've always struggled with professional references because I'm really bad at keeping up with people, and like it's just not, like, networking is not my strong point. I suck at it. I suck at meeting people and keeping up with them. Like I just, that's something I am not good at. And so I was kind of panicking because I'm like, well, who do I use as a professional reference? I have no one. So I ended up texting up an old friend of mine and asking her if she would be a reference, and she said yes. And then my boyfriend went and messaged one of our former supervisors for this mentoring program that we were both part of when we were living in Austin. Because unlike me, my boyfriend is actually really good at keeping in touch with people, and he agreed to be a reference for me. So that was 2. I still needed 1 more. And the idea of reaching out to my old job crossed my mind. And it's interesting because a couple months ago, when I was just kind of like casually looking at jobs, I had noticed that my previous job had an opening for, I think, front desk or legal assistant or something. And a part of me really wanted to reach out to them and just be like, hey, you know, like, hope you guys are well. Like, would you consider like rehiring me? Because I mean, despite everything, despite the way I left the job, it wasn't a bad job. It was actually a really good job. You know, it was a small law firm, so I think our staff was maybe like 10 to 12 people, so everybody knows each other. And I mean, they all just have great chemistry. The pay was decent. It was literally 10 minutes from my job, so like it was a great job, you know. And I kind of kick myself, or like give myself crap, because it's like, why did I leave that? Why did I self-sabotage again, like I always do? Like, that was actually a really good gig. So I had like the urge to reach out to them a couple months prior to applying to like jobs, but you know, I just never got around to it. And so when it came to applying to new jobs, I decided to reach out to the paralegal I used to work with and just see if she would maybe at least be a reference for me. And you know, I sent her a text message and I was just like, hope you guys are doing well. Like, hey, like, I'm doing semi-okay and I'm starting to look for jobs. Like, I was wondering if you would maybe consider being a reference for me. And, you know, she replied really quickly and she was like, you know, like, so glad to hear from you. Like, yes, of course I'll be a reference. And then she added, like, by the way, like, I don't know if you would be interested, but we're actually looking for a receptionist. Like, I don't know if you would be open to coming back. And I was like, really? You know, because I really needed a job at this point, guys. I had like no money. And I was like, yeah, of course, like I would love to come back, you know. And she was like, okay, well, like, let me talk to the boss man, because he, you know, obviously has to approve it at his firm. And she's like, and I'll text you next week and I'll let you know and everything. And I was like, okay, sounds great. So I went ahead and, you know, finished my application that I was working on for this job, because I didn't want to like get my hopes up or anything, just in case, you know, he said no. I submitted the application. I got a like preliminary interview, and then I got like a final interview, and I did really well. I'm not gonna lie, they offered me the position. But the day that I had my final interview was actually the day the paralegal, you know, she sent me a text and she was like, call me like ASAP when you get a chance. And so I called her and she was like, hey, boss man said yes. Like, he didn't even hesitate. He's like, can you start Monday? And I was like, yeah, I'm down. So I ended up going back to my old job, which is crazy. And I'm really grateful, though. I'm really grateful that they took me back. And, you know, since being back, they've been great. Like, they've been really good to me, and like they genuinely care about me as a human being, and I'm so very appreciative of each and every one of them. Like, honestly, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart. And I'm very fortunate to have the job that I have, because to have a job where people genuinely care about you, it's really, really hard to find. That being said, the past few weeks, I've noticed that I've started feeling depressed again, and I've started falling into old habits, old patterns. And a couple weeks ago, I actually woke up and I just felt sad, and I was having a really hard time getting out of bed. So I texted my work and I said that I was just going to be running late, but I ended up like never going into work. And after that text, I ended up not saying anything. And you know, the paralegal texted me and she was like, hey, where you at? Later in the day, the office manager gave me a call and left a voicemail saying like, we're really worried about you, like we hope to see you tomorrow, like hope you're okay. And I felt really bad because it's like, again, why am I self-sabotaging? Why is this happening? What is causing me to not want to go to work and not communicate with people again? And so it was really hard, but I somehow managed to muster up the courage, and I ended up going in the next day just to talk to them. At least it kind of explained myself. And you know, I've told them how I've been feeling lately, and it's essentially the same feelings that I was feeling back in October of 2020 when I had first left my job. It's just like this lack of motivation to do anything, lack of direction. Like what is it that I'm doing with my life? What do I want to do? Because everybody asks me like, what do I want to do? And I don't know, you know. And it's really weird because I have basically everybody around me telling me like, you're such a creative person, like you should be doing something creative with your life. And it's really scary, you know. It's scary that people believe in me and they support me when I don't even believe in or support myself, you know. And I want to believe in myself, you know. I used to be very, I wouldn't say confident as a person, but when it came to like my capabilities and my skills and my creativity, I was confident in that aspect. And I don't know why I don't feel that way anymore. And it sucks, you know. It sucks that everybody believes in me, but I don't believe in myself. And it's causing me to not even try anymore, not try anything and put myself out there. And you know, and that's part of the reason why I stopped making YouTube videos, because it's like I would have all these ideas and then I would try to sit down and film something, and then when it came to editing, I would look over it and think like, this is so stupid, like why am I even doing this? Like nobody's gonna watch this, nobody's gonna like this. So I mean, it's just been hard, and as a result I feel like I've been stagnant for like the last year and a half, and even before that, essentially since my mom died, I feel like my life has been stagnant and it sucks. So me coming back to work and talking to them and explaining myself and letting them know what was going on was really big for me, because I essentially caught myself. I caught myself before I had a chance to fully self-sabotage myself, and I'm really proud of myself for that. Like it was hard, but I really, really am proud that I was able to do that. And you know, my job was really understanding. And you know, they suggested like, well, maybe you should go back to therapy, because I had told them like I had been in therapy previously. And so I mean, they were really supportive of it. And the office manager sat down with me, you know, she's like, what insurance do I have? Let's see if we can find you someone with your insurance. Like we sat together and we made calls, and we were able to find somebody. I found a therapist that I really like, and I had a session with her the day after I came into the office to talk to them, and I like her. I really, really like her. And I've only had one session with her so far. I have another session coming up on Thursday, and it was great. It was great. We kind of talked about a little bit about everything that's gone on, and I told her what points I really, really want to work on, and we set goals, and I feel good. I feel really good, and I feel really proud of myself that, again, I didn't fully self-sabotage, and I was able to catch myself. And I just want to say that I'm like tired of being depressed and tired of being stuck in this one place in my life and feeling like I'm not moving forward. And I want things to be different. I really, really do. But I understand that in order for things to be different, in order for me to move past this point in my life, change has to come from me. And I'm really happy I'm back in therapy, and I don't know, again, I've only had one session, but I feel like, I guess, hopeful. I feel really, really hopeful, and I'm really trying to be more self-aware and communicate, not just like with my boyfriend, but like with my job as well, because they're there to help and they're there to understand, and I'm so very genuinely grateful for them. Yeah, I just yeah, so that's where I am in my life. That's where I am. It's kind of weird because I feel like it's a very full circle moment. I feel like I'm essentially back in the same place I was a year and a half ago, but I'm choosing to do things differently this time. I'm choosing to get help before it gets any worse, and really trying to just change in a good way, you know, just be better as a person and be more self-aware and communicate and really sort of take care of myself, because I feel like I've definitely been very neglectful of who I am as a person. And you know, and I think a part of that is probably because it's like, who even am I anymore? Like, who is Victoria? Who am I as a person? What do I even like? You know, I used to have a lot of hobbies, and I don't do any of those hobbies, but I mean, they were part of me, and I really have been trying to do more of that, be more present with myself. And I've started journaling again and trying to write again and film videos, because this was a big part of who I was as a person, and it really is a great creative outlet for me. So I'm really looking forward to making more videos for you guys and trying to keep up with this channel. And even if it sucks, even if my ideas aren't great, even if nobody watches them, this is part of who I am, and I don't ever want to lose who I am as a person ever again. So yeah. So that's all I have for this video, and that's my life in a nutshell for the last year and a half. And that's where I was, and this is where I am now, and I'm in a good place, and I want to run with it, and I look forward to making more videos for you guys. And if you guys have any ideas or like talking points that you want me to talk about, do let me know in the comment section down below. Please also feel free to follow me on Instagram. I love when you guys send me messages on them. And you know, I will say, like, I don't have a big audience, but I do have a very dedicated audience, because even in the months that I wasn't posting anything, I was still getting messages from you guys. So thank you for that. I sincerely, genuinely appreciate each and every one of you, and I don't know why you guys like watching my videos, what you guys see in them, but I am very appreciative of it. And like I said, I do look forward to making more videos for you guys. And yeah, that's about it. I am like dying of heat. I'm in the parking lot of IKEA. I wanted to run into IKEA and get a few things. So I'm gonna go ahead and run in the air conditioning. But I will see you guys next time, and I am gonna try to be more consistent with my posting schedule. I'm gonna aim for weekly videos, but I'm not gonna kill myself, you know, if I can't make it happen. But I will see you guys in the next one, and thank you so much for listening and hearing my story, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.